Well, I'm totally blind. I have retinal detachments in both eyes. I lost my sight on my 18th birthday, which wasn't great. And I was very, very fortunate that this happened in New Zealand. And in those days, I was able to go straight off after 6 weeks to an adult rehab unit and started to learn Braille typing and all the skills that I needed to get me up and running again. And so that happened in January, and started the course in February. All happened all very quickly, and I was then, by the time I finished the course in 4 months, I had all those new skills and was able to go off to the second semester of university, which I was just starting. Well, I received an awful lot of advice when I was at the adult rehab unit in New Zealand shortly after I lost my sight. That was an important stage of adapting to becoming blind, and the people there were very skilled in what they did, and there's one guy in particular who taught me Braille. He was about 6 years older than me, and he'd lost his sight, funny enough, at 18 as well, and so he had direct experience that he was able to pass on to me, and just common sense, sensible things, and just in terms of my adapting in my late teens to a whole new way of life that I had never expected that I'd be confronted with. So that was very important. But in terms of work, I work in the news division of the BBC, and I work for World Service News. So I've been with them for about 25 years now. I had a very lucky break with the BBC. They had a system of funding people with disabilities to come and do some work experience. And so that was my entree to the BBC, and I pushed the door that was half open, and I managed to get an extension to my 6-month contract, and then I did some in-house training with the BBC, and one thing led to another, kept pushing, and obviously made myself useful, and things fell into place, and I got a permanent contract. Well, I think in all things related to work, it's always good to be open to the possibility of taking a new direction and receiving appropriate training. Yeah, I think the best advice I can give is try and remain positive in the face of what probably seems daunting odds, and keep pushing at doors. And if I was doing it now, I would definitely go to university and study journalism, because when I look at all the young people coming into the BBC, that's certainly what they do. The BBC does have training opportunities for particularly people from minority ethnic groups. It has improved its system of providing training support for people with disabilities, rather better than it was for me 25 years ago. I would say, you just have to remain positive, keep pushing, keep searching, keep your IT skills up. That's really, really important. So if you're adapting to having lost your sight, and you were competent using a computer and modern technology, information technology beforehand, it's important really to develop the skills in a different way, using screen reading technology, Braille, if that is something that grabs you. So that kind of thing is really important.